Welcome. This is another session of Calm Power. And I'm Dr. Roger Goddard, and I welcome you on this journey of life together for us to deal with the enormous amount of difficulties and problems that we face every day. It's a challenge, it's a hurdle, it's an uphill battle, an uphill climb, but I know you can do it, I can do it, we can do it together. And today's key skill in being able to put them in our little knapsack across our back of key success skills and power skills that we will have in order to be able to deal with this journey of life. Today is PIPS power. PIPS power. Let me hear you say it. I've got PIPS power. Well, what is PIPS power? PIPS power stands for problem identification, problem solving. Problem identification. There it is. I see a problem. Problem solving. I figured it out. Now the problem is that we live in a nervous system. Our minds are filled with all kinds of thoughts and worries and concerns. It is our duty, our responsibility to fear, to look for troubles, to look for danger, to look for threat. And once we find it, we are programmed to fight or flight. And one way or another, we have to deal with that threat. But in our modern world, it just builds up inside of us, takes us over, and all we're left with is our worry and our vigilance and our concern or watching for difficulties. Research shows that 70-80% of the time, our thoughts are involved with anxiety, fear, worry, concern, health concerns, insecurity, self-doubt, figuring out, well, what should I do if and when and why and how and everything else. Our minds are filled with nervous thoughts. I'm a psychologist, and I see a lot of people, a lot of patients for many, many, many years. And I'd say I've even been fooled. Some of the calmest, sweetest, warmest, gentlest people walk into my office and they sit down and then they unfold and unravel and start talking about all the worries and thoughts and difficulties they have inside. And I say, oh my Lord, if somebody who seems this calm can be walking around with so many concerns, so many difficulties, then the other people who really wear it on their face and look like they're anxious all the time, they're worried and everything is a problem, they must really be even filled with more concerns, thoughts, worries, fear. So the problem is that we let these things consume us and we dwell on the problems. PIPS, what does it stand for? Problem identification, problem solving. PIPS power reverses that whole process and takes us from dwelling on our worries and wondering, well, what if my daughter or son or if my mom have this and that, or at work my boss is going to say in the job, and I've heard that everything is so hard, to go from our worries to, what are the solutions? Let me focus on, let me put my mind on how I'm going to solve one problem, 2, 3 problems at a time. Then we change. We change the nature of our lives from, it's too hard, it's too overwhelming, it's too difficult, to, it's a challenge. I can do this. This is an opportunity for learning. PIPS takes us from problem dwelling to problem solving. So we need to have more PIPS in our life. We need to fill ourselves with PIPS. And how do we do this? We sit down and we think about it. What are the 1, 2, or 3 most pressing, difficult problems that I've been concerned about, that's keeping me up at night, that I'm hiding inside and not even sharing with other people? What are they? Well, let me write down problem number 1. Okay, I identified the problem. It's not so overwhelming now. Maybe I can figure out a solution. Maybe I can solve it. Maybe I could ask for help. Maybe I could learn the skills necessary. Well, let me brainstorm. And then we turn the brain on, the motor in the brain is going. All I have to do, if I lose my job, Well, I can put my resume together. I can start to call these other people I know. Someone else had mentioned that they would be very interested should I be in need of a position, whatever it might be. If we go one problem at a time and we make a list of everything we can do to overcome that problem, to solve that problem, to conquer the challenge, then we are in control. I've said this many times. Stress, anxiety, fear, doubt, difficulty comes from not being in control. The more we are in control, the better. When they do studies of people with illnesses, even cancer, they find that people who are in control, who take control of the decisions, take control of what's going on, do better off, regardless of whatever else is happening. Control is very, very important. And control helps us to feel good, helps us to find solutions. So just from this exercise, just from using this tool, we go from being overwhelmed by, oh my God, there must be 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 things in my life that are just overwhelming. And we can't solve any of the problems because we are overwhelmed by trying to deal with too many at once, trying to fall asleep and just hearing all the difficulties. And the moment we try to think about a solution, well, then the next problem pops into our head. We don't focus on the solution. We dwell on problems. So step number one, get a journal. Get your journal out. Get your worksheets out. Get a clean sheet of paper. And start to identify issue number one, problem number one. This is what's been kind of creeping in the back of my mind. This is what's been concerning me, bugging me, making me like, a little bit frazzled, making me tense, making me like get a little mean-spirited with people that I want to be nice to. But I've kind of been in a state of dis-ease and discomfort. And I don't even know why. But this is why. That's been worrying me. Problem number one has been like hanging over me like a dark cloud. And the solution, what is the solution? Oh yes, I can do 1, 2, 3, and 4 things to solve it. Problem identification, problem solving. Let me go on to problem number 2. Okay, problem number 2 involves my wife, my husband, my boyfriend, my girlfriend. We've been screaming, we've been fighting. I don't know if I can deal with this and what's the solution? Dwell on the solution. Well, I can talk to them about it. I can assert myself. I can take a deep breath and calm myself down when they push my buttons, when I get upset. I can propose compromises, particularly on this one issue that's really been having us at each other. All of a sudden, problem number 2. That's kind of off my shoulders. That feels better. PIPS is magical. PIPS is amazing. PIPS power will give you power over what's going on around you. But in order for it to work, it really needs to be written down. To do PIPS power in our head is tough. Our stream of consciousness is very rapid. It's like a waterfall. It's like a rushing river. And if we start to think about, well, I can do this, that, the other thing, forget about it. We're going to forget about what we thought of as a solution 5 minutes from now, 10 minutes from now, tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. We need to trace these problems. We need to stay on top of these problems. We need to write it out so they are concrete and they're in our lives and we're working on them a little bit every day. I'm a big believer in cumulative impact of small, deliberate actions. 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, half an hour a day. And all of a sudden, these problems that seem so big, well, they're almost solved within a few days or a week. So write it down, track how you're doing with it, figure out what the solution is, keep it in your mind, put it into operation, do the actions it takes to do it, and you will start to find that PIPS power is an amazing, life-changing tool, power that can help you to go from, oh my God, life is so difficult, to, oh my God, life is so wonderful. And I have the power to learn, to grow, to discover, and to solve problems, and to enjoy life rather than being frightened by life. PIPS power, try it, use it, write it down, let me know how it goes. Okay, that brings us to the second, number 2, PIPS power. And that is one sentence, list solve power. One sentence, list solve power involves L for List your problems. I for instant one-sentence solutions. S stands for score your actions. T stands for the results. List your problems. We said this in PIPS. It's a basic foundation of the PIPS power. List it, put it down, put it on paper. Once it's on paper, it won't have the same hold over you. It becomes manageable. Now the magic thing about the list-solve power is to come up with one-sentence solutions. One sentence can change the way you're approaching a problem. Very often we think our solutions have to be complex, intense. We have to write a book, a dissertation, a treatise. We have to do a whole proposal. Most problems can be solved with one sentence. Get used to it. You'll get really good at it. Once we come up with that sentence, write it down. Oh, I can talk to my boss about finding a compromise with what I've been asked to do that's new at my job that I really don't want to do at my job. I can convince my boss that, hey, I'd be better off doing a little bit of that, but doing activity number one, responsibility number one that I've been doing for a long time, but I can do that a little bit differently in order to create a win-win compromise solution. So the one sentence solution is talk to my boss about finding a compromise. Period. Easy, straightforward. Oh, it's going to be a little breathtaking, make me a little bit anxious, but I'll schedule it. I'll write him an email or text my boss, whatever the situation might be. I'll write down the 3 things I want to say to him going into the meeting. I'll keep sticking to those 3 things, and I'll solve this problem. I'll find a compromise. I know he'll be open to it. I know it will work. So that one sentence solution really changes the nature of something that's been hanging over me for a long, long time. Then I have to take action. I've got to make that phone call, send that email, set up that meeting. And then I've got to see whether it works. I've got to look at the results and see, did it work? Okay, if not, I go to plan B. I create a new sentence. What is the solution going to be now? One sentence, list solve. Sometimes it does take figuring out the complexity of how we can go about steps 1, 2, 3, and 4 to solve our problems. But a majority of the time, you'd be very surprised that if you just write down one sentence, you stay focused, your aim is clear, it's easy, it's doable, it works, and we'll get results. So try the list solve PIPS power solution. Hello, we are now ready for PIPS power number 3. Take action power. Take action. There's nothing like taking action. Action doesn't have to drag us down into the mud and overcome us and overwhelm us. We think, oh my God, I'm going to get to doing what I wanted to do, but I've got to really prepare because it's going to be such a big endeavor. It's going to take me so long, and it's going to be so hard, and it's going to go on for so long. No, I'm a firm believer. I've said this before. Cumulative small action creates big, powerful results. Cumulative small action creates big, powerful results. So taking action involves action. A, for a specific goal. Figure out, what is my goal? What do I most want to accomplish? Not busy work. We've all heard of work smart, not working hard. We don't want to work hard and do busy work and do all kinds of things that we think may help us in the end. We want to go straight for the target. When I play chess, I go straight for what is the quickest, most direct route to getting that other person's king. How do I keep going about it, no matter what gets in my way? How do I keep on target for getting that key goal in order to win the game? Or else chess can go on for weeks. We need a specific target. C for checklist of daily actions. Small daily actions is what we're heading for. Small daily actions will get us there. You could take 5 minutes a day to go toward your goal, and you will get there. And actions create momentum. They create movement momentum and movement inertia, where it becomes very powerful. And 5 minutes one day, you plan on 5 minutes because you have to get over the hump and you're busy with 1,000 other things, but you'll do 5 or 10 minutes. Before you know it, it's half an hour. You've enjoyed working on it. You're getting somewhere. You're doing a solution. Small daily actions, a list of what are the most important actions to get to that goal. Time schedule. When will I do the actions? When will I do it? Increase my effectiveness. Take a look as you're going along. You've been at it for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, a week or two. Am I working harder or am I working smarter? How can I work even smarter? How can I be even more effective? Can I delegate? Can I get someone else to do part of this? Can I work in a different way? Can I eliminate some of the things that are really taking more time than they should be? Overcome distraction strategy. Okay, I'm on the road to success. I'm on the road to being able to achieve my goal. But it's so easy. At the computer, I'm becoming distracted. I'm looking at all kinds of things. Things are getting my interest. A phone rings. Oh, a text message comes in. I'm getting distracted. We need a distraction strategy in order to get somewhere. Hold up a second. Let me get my prop. Okay, I have my prop. This is my distraction strategy. What do you think we should do in order to not get distracted so that we can work harder? I think that you should leave cats alone and not let cats bug you during the day. If they come in, just stay with what you're doing. Don't get sidetracked. You're so smart. This is my beautiful cat, Elvis. He's been with the family a long, long time, years. And he is very, very helpful to keeping me on track. Because he'll come in and he'll sit down and he'll be like the Buddha, sitting there, breathing, staying focused, not wandering around, not being like a wild animal in a cage, but staying very focused on what has to be done. And finally, N, never give up. Never give up. We can't fail if we never give up. If we never give up, we're always working toward our goal, and we're always getting there. We might have to create a new strategy. We might have to create a new route there. We might have to change what we're doing a little bit. But if we don't give up, we're going to get there. We will get there. We're not going to fail. We cannot fail. So actions really involve many things to keep us on track and going in the right direction. Write down, think of the goals that you have in your life. When disaster strikes, all of a sudden we realize that we've been so distracted. We're not taking care of the most important things in my life, in our life. Getting ahead, doing something, spending more time with my family, with my loved ones, with my daughter, with my son. Not really doing what I want to do, not enjoying my life. We get lost in so many things, taking care of the daily routines, that to find what our key targets, what our key goals are, is divine. And we've got body, mind, heart, soul. We've got goals in every different area. What are the key goals for my body? So I feel more energized, I feel more physically active, and I'm stronger, and I've got more ability to be calm and to enjoy life and to not feel as nervous and fearful and stressed out. Mind, what can I do to calm my mind down, to discover and create in the world, to be able to enjoy things? Heart, how can I get closer to the people I love and care for and connect with them, have more romance in my life? Soul, what are my spiritual goals? What do I want in terms of my state of being, in terms of my love of life and my appreciation of what is sacred, what is beautiful of life? My connection to nature. Maybe I love the ocean, going for bicycle rides, or walking in the woods. What are my goals? What are my career goals? What do I most want to do a year from now? Do differently? 5 years from now? 10 years from now? What are my goals? 5 minutes a day? 15 minutes a day? Half an hour a day? You're going to get there. You're going to get there because cumulative small action is very, very powerful. So use PIPS power number 3, the action power, to get and achieve what you most want. Hello, we are up to PIPS power number 4, time management power. We all hear and talk about time management endlessly. It's so critical, it's so important, because time often is wasted. Well, the time management power that we advocate here is simple, it's straightforward. Basically, it involves do the most important things quickly, efficiently, in a focused way, and don't get distracted. Probably 80 to 90% of good time management is stopping ourselves from getting distracted, working at a slow pace. So the time management approach starts with T for the ABC 3 priorities method, I for ignore and stop distractions, M, motivate and monitor myself, and E for efficient organization. Okay, take it from the top. The ABC method. ABC, in terms of time management, refers to A for action, do it right now. B stands for blow through it quickly. And C stands for clear it out. Action. Do it right now. In life, we've got about 1,000 million things to take care of that perplex us, that weigh on our shoulders, that weigh us down, that hurt us, that really is on our mind rather constantly. And we get distracted because the things that are most important, we are most frightened very often of doing because we want to do those things really well. We know those things are really important. And so we kind of put them on the back burner. We kind of get scared of them. We kind of deny and put them off. We don't think about them. Principle number 1 of power time management is focus on what is most important. Focus on what is most important. Take action now. Small cumulative action leads to big results. It would be burdensome to think about having to work 1 to 5 hours a day at something that's very important. We're talking about momentum. All we have to do is 5 minutes to half an hour, and the momentum, the motion inertia might carry us along, and we might end up working for that 3 hours and get something done. But if we don't, we still are able to develop the skill of being able to get something started, do a bit of work on it, and before you know it, within a week, 2 weeks, a month or two, we've accomplished our task. So, action. Do it. Take care of what is most important all the time for 5 to 20 minutes each day. B, blow through it quickly. There are certain things in our B pile that we need to just take care of and get rid of. We can't think, oh well, what should I do with this paper and when should I mail it? Just blow through it quickly. We need to be able to get certain things off our plate as fast as we can. Likewise, C stands for clear it out. There are some things that don't even deserve our attention, that we end up taking a lot of attention for, that we end up, letting pile up and pile up and pile up. Clear it out, clear it away, get rid of it, let it fly away. Be done with it. Focus, focus, focus on what is most important. Put time, effort into what is most important. Time management. I for ignore and stop distractions. There's the 80-20 principle that says that 80% of our effectiveness, of our results, comes from only 20% of our work. We know that sometimes we work and we're very efficient and we're really able to take care of an enormous amount of things in very little time. Well, we need to be able to realize this, to ignore distractions, to work smart, not work hard, and be able to focus with quality time so that we're enlarging the 20% of our effective action that can lead to 80% of our results. So if we can imagine working much smarter, much more effectively, and that involves being able to ignore distractions, focus completely on what we're doing, find a way to take care of it really well. TIM. M stands for motivate and monitor. Motivate and monitor myself. got to get this done. It's really important. Certain crises in our lives put our whole perspective into a different light. It makes us realize when we all of a sudden are worried about our health and other things, what is most important. So when we're talking about goals, we're not necessarily talking about work goals. We're talking about body, heart, mind, soul goals. What's most important? Is it more time with the family? Is it trying to get a better relationship, better quality of interaction with my daughter, with my son, my brother, my sister, my uncle, my wife, my husband? What is most important in our lives? Then we have to really realize that, at the end of our life, we're not going to look back and say, I should spend more time in the office. Other societies, other cultures have all kinds of different priorities other than what we often have here in the United States, which is work hard, work, get ahead, get rich, very materialistic view of the world. We have to realize and motivate ourselves, I need to increase in my life the things that are most fulfilling, that my giving to other people, my caring for myself, my being able to be productive and achieve my goals is very, very critical. We need to motivate ourselves, but we need to watch it. We need to measure. We need to monitor. We need to see, how am I doing on this goal? After a week, after 2 weeks, am I really changing something? Because unless it's written, it'll come in one ear and out the other. It'll be in the ocean of our mind and just fade away. So when we tell ourselves, oh, I really need to spend more time or do something or accomplish or achieve a goal, if it's not written and it's not monitored, very often it will fade away. In a day or two or three, the onslaught of the different things we have in our head will take us over and we'll forget about it. So we need to motivate ourselves, psych ourselves up, make sure that we take care of what's more important, make a priority list in our life to make sure we're handling it, we're doing it, and then we have to monitor ourselves to make sure it's getting done. TIME. E stands for efficient organization. We need to make sure that our workspace is feng shui, is beautiful, is aesthetic, is easy to understand what needs to come first, second, third. Our filing system, the way we have our computer laid out. When we have a clean, straightforward, invigorating environment that is easy to know where things are, what things are priority, it helps us, it enables us to be able to work well. When we efficiently know the list of what are the most important things that we have to take care of, and we organize ourselves by that list, it really helps us. Power time management involves eliminating those distractions that keep us, slow down our work, and keep us unfocused and not on the path to achieving what we most want. It involves really being able to prioritize and realize, what do I need to spend my time with? What do I need to be doing? And to make a pact with myself. How can I do this? Cumulative, small amount of time each day. How can I do this for 5 to 20 minutes every day until I build it? If it's a work responsibility, do I do it at home? Do I do it at work? Do I do it when I get to work? What's the 5 to 20 minutes that will make my life significantly different? This involves PIPS, problem identification, problem solving. This involves goals that are really important, that are life-changing goals that are going to make us feel wonderful, feel great, feel invigorated, really improve our relationships, have a good time. All the skills that we're learning, they can go nowhere unless we spend time putting them into action, unless we spend time achieving our goals. So time management, power time management, is necessary to make sure that we are working smart, working effectively, working efficiently, putting the time in. Even if it's a little bit of time, we will be gaining by the momentum that we're creating to change things in our life. Let's face it, change is really difficult. Making things different is very, very difficult for most of us. Even small changes, it takes a bit of effort. So we need that small, steady progress in that direction, in a focused way, in a way that monitors ourselves, in a way that psychs us up, in a way that we're realizing and seeing results. So PIPS, problem identification, problem solving, is a miracle skill, a miracle power in your life. As I said at the beginning of this video, so many of us spend all this time dwelling on our problems, fearing, worrying about our problems, keeps us up at night, keeps us in a state of anxiety. Well, when we start to focus on, no, not the problem, the solution. How do I overcome this? How do I get better at this? Then all of a sudden things are transformed. Things work so much better. All of a sudden we're invigorated and we realize that we're on a journey of life that's supposed to be filled with problems, difficulties, challenges, threats, issues, all kinds of things that are testing us and helping us to grow and helping us to overcome and helping us to be invigorated by life and learn from life and feel much better and do much better in terms of our contribution, both in terms of taking care of ourselves and being able to take care of others. PIPS, 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 PIPS. Keep it in your head. How can I dwell on the solution, not the problem? Problem identification, problem solving. How can I identify what is bugging me right now? I just have this weird feeling that I'm feeling kind of depressed. I'm feeling out of it. I'm not feeling much energy. I'm feeling a little bit nervous, a little bit scared. Oh, it's just piling up. Who knows? Life is always like this. No. Figure it out. What are the 1 to 3 things that are really freaking me out right now? They're kind of like making me tired and kind of overcoming me. Figure it out. What is bugging you? Write it down and figure out what's the solution, and then you put the solution into action. Do it. You'll see. You'll feel much better. Power skills work. Power skills are life-changing. See you soon.